Hey, really glad to be back with you. I've been watching the news constantly, but haven't quite figured out how to put my message together. But I think Ukraine made it awful easy for me. So today I want to talk about the history of dictators, uh, invasions, and why I really think Ukraine is winning the war. Okay, let's start just why I think Ukraine. That's easy. They're smart. They kill people for less money. Now, we all remember about a week ago, they used drones. They had underwater drones and they had aerial drones that they buy and manufacture for about $1,500, sometimes even cheaper than that. And they wiped out about 20 to 30 Russians' airplanes. Some of these uh, high tech, four engines, probably I would say Russia lost a couple $1 billion in that thing. Okay. Now Russia attacked Iran, Iran, and I think it did over 500 drones in which they killed three people. 500 drones, you're talking about a couple 100,000, maybe $500,000 to kill three people, where you can kill three people with three bullets for about $1.50. Well, money, no bucks, no Buck Rogers. I don't think Ukraine can win an invasion type of war because you look at the history of Russia. Hitler tried it between the winter and the logistics of running a supply line. He lost many troops, a lot of war equipment, and basically got his butt kicked out of there. Napoleon tried that again, logistics. And they had a 20-year war, I think, with the Danish people. I could be off on that, but anyway, when you when people are asked to defend their homeland, they will do that to the last ounce of blood. That's Ukraine. If they're asked to invade a country, about 4 years is their span of attention. That goes with them, United States, anything. Now, Putin is trying to put a spin on this, and I don't see a spin to be had. I mean, he's just spending too much money. He's being outsmarted. And he won't be able to hide this from the Russian people. The news gets out. Uh, we have Ukrainians can probably jam his news stations and broadcast this, but even if you couldn't, people know when their children go away and they don't hear from them for 6 months, a year. Something is wrong. We're at 350 million people, but during the Second World War, we were at 150. And I have friends that fought in that war, and they would tell me that when they come back home from Europe or Japan, they couldn't walk down the street without seeing a gold star in a window in every block. So the Russian people know that their children are being sacrificed uh, for the ego of a dictator who's lost all scope of reality. Now, also, remember this underwater drone, it looks like a torpedo. There may be more of those out there. Uh, Ukraine, they knocked out part of this big, beautiful bridge that Russia spent billions of dollars. So if they have to transport troops by ship, they may never even get there. Now, that's just speculation on my part. So the other thing that Putin are taking kind of the history of failed dictators. Now everybody loves a winner, but when you fail, you are an orphan. Mussolini, people shot him, hung him upside down. Hitler, either they killed him or he had to kill himself. Uh, a couple of the Middle East people, I think the guy was in charge of Libya, they beat him to death. Uh, go all the way back. Some of the dictators in ancient times were very brutally dispatched, pouring gold down their throats, hot and melting gold. The guy that went into against the Greeks, Sparta, it was Persia at that time. His soldiers took him out and killed him because he wasted the troops' assets. I would like to see Trump strengthen Ukraine's ability to do more long-range damage. But this is a brilliant strategy. Kill tanks. Can't kill them, disarming them. It's more important than killing civilians. I mean, case in history. Historians got back after the Second World War, the Germans historians and the British historians. And the British asked the Germans, says, you were winning the war. And what happened? Well, what they were talking about, Germany at a while was hitting targets like ball bearing factories, ammunition factories, anything that could produce war material. Then they quit and started doing civilians. That only hardens the people. They, you can only imagine if if a dictator is going to kill women and children before they even got their feet on your land, what are they going to be like if they win and they all of a sudden become your masters? That means if you cough the way they don't like, they'll take you out and shoot you. That's what it means. The people of Ukraine knows that. So I'm going to finish up. What do I think would be fair? Well, you certainly can't give back all the precious lives that were lost on both sides. And I'm against wasting lives, no matter who it is. But I think would be a good deal if Russia gives back the land that they conquered during the first time they invaded Ukraine. Ukraine gives back the territory they've conquered, and Ukraine signs a 30-year contract. They will not enter NATO. Other than that, I think they should keep on fighting. Now, that's the way I see it. I probably forgot a few things because I didn't write notes, but I enjoyed being with you, and I'd like to hear your opinion. Good night and happy trails.